Hello everyone. I am honored to attend the 18th International Conference of Contemporary Issue in Architecture and Urbanism. Thank you for hosting me. The title of the study is Condition of the Moon as Assessment Criteria, Turkey Moon Basis Competition Case. In this presentation, I will address this topic briefly. Introduction, Turkey Moon Basis National Idea Competition, Physical Condition of the Moon, Material and Method, Result and Discussion. The idea of establishing a permanent base on the Moon arose as a result of increased scientific research to explore space, collect more data about our universe, and plan long-term studies of deep space. Although no settlement has yet been established on the surface of the Moon, studies in this area are being carried out by a number of public and private institutes and organizations. Design proposal and competition for lunar habitat submitted by various architectural firms and public-private organizations provide a knowledge base and inspire future lunar habitat design studies. The architectural designer must adopt an interdisciplinary approach and develop a design model that can respond to the challenge posed by lunar conditions in the construction of a potential lunar habitat. The main challenge for short-term or long-term mission in space should be identified and analyzed in detail. In our country, the Turkey Space Agency, established in 2018, played an active role in carrying out studies in this field. In 2022, in Turkey, Lunar Basis National ID competition was organized in 3 different categories. These categories are high school, university, and professional. This study focused on the architectural projects that have been awarded in the professional category of the Turkish Lunar Basis National ID competition, in order to be able to analyze similar studies in our country. In this context, the physical condition of the Moon, which have a direct impact on the design of the habitat, have been studied in detail. Competitors in the professional category were asked to answer this question. All projects were scored out of 100 points. Some criteria are as follows: design approach and psychology, sustainability, living space creation and growth model, or ideas for construction and production techniques in extreme conditions, materials and functional or theoretical contribution on production technology. Projects that won awards in the professional category are shown. These projects were designed in accordance with the evaluation criteria specified in the specification: architectural and engineering program, material, production technique, form, design team, productive and durable against extreme external conditions are left to the contestant with no limitation. Whether or not the physical condition of the Moon will be taken into account will be left up to the participant. Within the framework of this study, 5 different architectural design projects were examined that were awarded the first prize, the second prize, the first honorable mention, the second honorable mention, and the jury encouragement award. In this context, the physical conditions of the Moon, which have a direct impact on the design of the habitat, have been studied in detail. In this study, the conditions you can see on the screen were used to re-evaluate the competition project. You can see a comparison of the properties of Earth and Moon, the conditions. Temperatures vary from very hot to very cold. One lunar day is about 29.5 Earth days. This means that extreme temperature lasts longer. The atmosphere of the Moon is very thin, which results in an almost pressureless environment and a high level of radiation. The radiation and vacuum conditions pose significant challenges in the selection of suitable materials and equipment for the habitat. The Moon's gravity is about 160 that of the Earth's. This can affect adhesion and other gravity-related processes. Moon dust is made up of abrasive particles. It affects the operation of all systems. The competition specification, the final reports, the competition reports, and the project layout plans, floor plans, sections, and 3D models of the relevant project were examined. In the technical specification, the expectation of the competitor were categorized according to the following criteria: scenario, habitat location, building material, building form or shell, structural elements, stability, production technique, which were used as evaluation parameter in the study. The projects examined whether or not the lunar environment was taken into account under specified parameters. In the review of the literature, 5 different basic conditions have been identified as design inputs in the design process of the lunar base habitat. These lunar environmental conditions that differ from Earth are atmosphere, radiation, temperature, gravity, and lunar dust. Each lunar environmental condition criteria was considered equally important in the project and was given a score of 20. The 100 points were divided equally. Table shows that if the horizontal parameter contained data in relation to the lunar environment criterion in the vertical plane, the corresponding box is marked. 3 different scoring levels were used for marking. If there is no data in the table for the 5 conditions identified in the project, the corresponding box was left blank. As a result, each project was scored again according to the determined criteria. You can see the table of the project that won the first prize. If one or more of the criteria for the environmental condition of the moon were met in the project was awarded points. The box on the right contains project information. This information was obtained from the result announcement report. The second project in this table has been evaluated. 5 different projects that received awards in the professional category were evaluated in 5 different tables. The project report largely ignored lunar dust and gravity information in the design criteria. High radiation level, surface temperature, and pressure were the focus of analysis during the design process. In this table, this project that received the first honorable mention was evaluated. As a result of the evaluation of the 5 different processes, the project that received the second honorable mention award received the highest score. The project that received the jury special award received the lowest score. In this table shows that the project that received the second honorable mention was evaluated. The second honorable mention project scenario addressed lunar environmental features such as atmosphere, temperature, gravity, radiation, and dust, and these features particularly influenced the design decision. However, no information could be obtained about precaution against lunar dust on the structure. In the project that won the jury's special prize, it was not that meteorite impacts, radiation effects, and pressure were taken into account when determining the structural form. However, the effect of high temperature, gravity, and lunar dust on the material of the building envelope were not considered. In conclusion, the specification of the Turkish lunar base national idea competition did not include any information specific to lunar condition. Therefore, the participants were able to respond to the criteria for lunar environmental condition at different levels. The competitors were unable to respond adequately to the design solution. They create their scenarios by ignoring some aspect of the lunar environment that should not be ignored in the design. The environmental condition of the moon, which must be taken into account in every project, can be defined in the competition specification. Within these mandatory constraints, design scenarios can be developed in line with real information. In this competition, which is in line with the study of space architecture, a new and certain topics in our country, it is very important that the data is shared clearly and openly. This will be a source of inspiration for future research. Thank you for listening to me.